Yeah.
Should we play one more record? What do you want to do?
Let's go. Let's just go, man. Let's just go.
Turn the music off, my man. I know you guys want to play music. See, hang on a second. Hang on. I want to establish a few things before we get all the way into our conversation with Mr. Cee. Mr. Cee is family to us, and we crack jokes here. You know, the last time Mr. Cee had this incident, the first thing I said to him was, "Get a room, G. What are you doing?"
Seems like the easiest solution.
I was like Motel 6, like, why on the boulevard? Like, what's happening out here?
La Quinta.
And we crack jokes and we laugh, and you know, other people crack jokes and the listeners crack jokes, and it's family, it's fun. But I think this time around, you know, now that it's a reoccurring incident, the first thing that comes to our mind is, you know, our brother, your preference and whatever you're into, it doesn't matter to us, you're our brother. But what is scary for us is the fact that there's crimes being committed, and you know, we want you to, you know, if you need our assistance, and if you need our help, and if you need support, we're here for that. And you know, I know it's a scary place, and I know in hip hop, you know, there's this big bravado, and being from Brooklyn and this whole pride thing and then the West Indian thing all adds up to a scary place of like being in denial and all of that.
You're throwing that in the pot.
Well, it definitely crosses minds, crossed my mind.
I mean, it crossed everybody's mind. So Mr. Cee's here. I just wanted to establish that so everybody knows out there throughout this conversation, while we're going to have serious dialogue, you know, we're going to crack some jokes because you're our brother, and we know that your heart, you're a good person. It's not, you know, you're not out here doing nothing to hurt anybody, but a lot of people have a lot of negative things to say, and, you know, we just want to make sure that you're okay and that you receive all the support and things like that. So I'm going to throw it over to you with the first question, C, and this is what everybody wants to know.
This is what everybody wants to know. First of all, foremost, good morning, Tri-State.
Good morning.
Good morning to everybody.
Good morning.
I'm here, and I'm ready to go, man.
Are you gay?
I am not gay. I'm looking in your eyes. I'm looking in Cypher Sound's eyes. I'm looking in Rosenberg's eyes. I'm looking in K Fox's eyes. I am not gay.
Why then male prostitutes?
Well, you want to talk about Thursday night, Friday morning, or you want to talk about 2011? Which one? Where you want to go first?
I don't even, the incident, I just want to know why male prostitutes.
And I'm asking you another question. Do you want to go to Thursday
whatever
night,
you want,
Friday
whatever
night?
you want, whatever you want. Just explain to us, because that's the news that we get. We don't know anything else.
I got you. Thursday night, Friday morning, I was approached. And you know, you guys got to really understand that I still got a court case to deal with, so there's certain things I can say and certain things I can't say. But Thursday night, Friday morning, I was approached by a female undercover cop. A female Latino undercover cop, not a male cop. The female undercover cop, I have her badge number, so I know who it is. Why did the story first start off on Saturday? Because I think everything kind of first jumped off on Saturday with the first story. If you do your diligence and you do your research, the first story that came out in the Daily News was undercover female officer. Then from out of nowhere, it changed into male undercover officer. Breeze, Syfe, Rosenberg, K. Fox, I can't answer why it changed from that. But there is enough information out there available where at one day it said female undercover cop, and it changed. And I understand the police have their job to do, and I understand that being that female officer was undercover, she has to protect herself, and now it's going to be a case, and I have to fight for it, and she has to be sequestered and all of that. But I can't answer, and I don't even know why it turned into that. Now,
let me ask you this. You said you're not gay.
Right.
And you don't prefer men, and you've never done any of that.
No.
That's not your thing.
No.
Is that what you're telling us?
No, I am not gay. I said that to you before.
Hold on, but real quick. You're saying you're not gay.
Right.
Fine. Keep in mind, see, I don't care what the answer is, but this is just what people want to know.
Okay.
But are you saying that you also, this is just a coincidence? Because there's an alleged time before 2011. Are you saying these are all coincidences?
Well,
and you've never had anything to do with a man ever?
No. Well, I already answered the question that I'm not gay, right? The incidents that happened in the past with me, the 3 incidents or whatever you want to say, there was one person brung up in those 3 incidents that was a male. You never heard anybody else's name being brought up in any other incident.
Or no other gender, you mean?
Or no other gender, okay. Male or female. You never heard another person's name brought up. You only heard somebody brung up in the last incident of 2011 before Thursday night, Friday morning, which was the male. Now, as a morning show, and I'm saying this to all of y'all, if y'all have done your research, and I don't know if you have and I don't know if you haven't, but if you've done your research, when the incident happened in 2011 with the alleged male person, that male person put out 2 different videos. One video saying, I don't know Mr. Cee. I never met him. The only time I ever seen him is when I was locked up in the cell with him. I didn't engage in no sexual activity with him. Then there was another video with that person with a comedian, and I'm not going to mention his name. And then all of a sudden, yeah, I know Mr. Cee. He has a small penis, and yes, I was with him.
Whoa. So
there was 2 different videos out there from that alleged person. One saying I wasn't, I don't know, Cee, and one saying that he was involved with me. So what does that tell you? But if you do, like, once again, if you do your diligence, and I don't want to come off as being the defensive, but I'm only telling you what's out there available if you do your diligence.
So see, here's the thing. The reason I personally am not paying attention to all that is because I don't really care what your preference is.
But I understand that, Ebro, but the thing is that in the way of the world that we live in, I understand that all people care about is what I'm involved in.
No. This is it. I'm going to tell you it right here. This is what people care about. In 2013, people care about people being themselves, right, and not having to hide who they are, right? So in this incident where it's like, yo, because in hip-hop, we know that there are homosexuals in our culture, but everyone likes to act as if our culture is somehow immune to some sort of, no, fam. Like, there are gay rappers. I don't know who they are, right, but the percentages based on gays in our communities and in our society would suggest, right, if there's a number of people, some people are probably gay. Right. Same thing with professional athletes, right? So I think the reason the heat comes at you is because it's like, all right, fam, are you or aren't you? Because don't hide, because that's a disservice to our gay and lesbian listeners, and that's a disservice to people out there who are afraid, and you're a public figure, so then people go, yo, Cee, come on, man, like, you could do this for us. You know what I'm saying? That's why. It's not like, yo, Cee, you have to be gay. No, that's not it. Well, it's people making sure that people aren't hiding who they are in a day and time where we want everyone to be celebrated for just being themselves.
You're absolutely right about that. And one thing about me, and all you guys know this about me, I am always, and I'm always going to be always for defending people that don't have as much power to speak and don't have as much power to ride. When I say that in cases of, when the Haitians had the earthquake in Haiti, who was the person that rode out and did a Haitian tribute?
100%. But see,
Ebro, let me say this, man. Let me say this. I embrace the gay community more than you know. More than any of you guys know.
But you said, you're saying you're not gay.
I'm not gay.
Have you ever?
I've already answered the question. I am not gay.
But there's a
lot. I know.
But there's differences, my man. Like, what I'm saying to you is, as your family, right? You have gotten in trouble in public, right? For soliciting a prostitute, which is a crime.
Right, soliciting a prostitute.
And they said it was a man.
That's what.
And we want to let you know, if that's your preference, we don't have a problem with that.
Ebro, don't you know? If you know anything about the law, don't you know?
Very little, and I've never.
Okay, so if you know anything about the law, and if you know anything about dealing with police and so on and so forth, and first and foremost, let me just say this: shout out to the whole 83rd precinct in Brooklyn, because they really, really took care of me in there. Shout out to Central Booking in Brooklyn. They really, really took care of me in it. So what I'm getting ready to say is not a reflection of all police, it's not a reflection of all district attorneys and all of that. But their job is to build a case. That is their job, to build a case against you. My job as a defendant is to build a case against myself. That's why you have to go to court. That's
Build a
why
case for yourself.
For myself. That's why you have to go to court, and that's why you have to, plead your case. They have to plead their case. They have to build enough evidence to try to find you guilty. I have to build enough evidence to find myself not guilty. When I was in the situation that I was in 2011, and I pleaded guilty for 2 reasons and 2 reasons only. One, it was too much goddamn money to keep going back and forth to court to fight for it. And 2, I have a family. So, I have my real family and my Hot 97 family. And I didn't want to put my real family and my Hot 97 family through the mud. Because at the end of the day...
What do you mean through the mud, though?
No, because at the end of the day, Breeze, no matter what happens, no matter what I go through, it's going to reflect all of us.
Right, but if you prefer a man or you're into that, that's not putting us through the mud.
No, that's not. You're missing the point. I was talking about the court procedure of going back and forth to court, and every time I go to court, it's going to get publicized and so on and so forth. That was back in 2011. I had that mindset. That's not what I wanted to go through. I wanted to just wipe it under the rug, get rid of it, let's move on. This situation that happened Thursday night, Friday morning was just a case of just dumb luck.
All right, now, why are you even in places where prostitution is taking place?
I just saw a tweet, by the way, Ebro, that said that this specific place, from someone who lives there, is known for tranny prostitutes. Right,
and like I said, it's a simple thing of just dumb luck. I didn't even,
here's the thing.
And I gotta let me, Breeze. Let me take it back to how the whole situation occurred.
Right, but see, and I want to let you do that, but the details of the situation are such that, like you said, you have to go to court. Do you like prostitutes?
Yes, I do. I have engaged in with prostitutes a lot in my lifetime, as well as strippers. I have tricked on strippers many of times, and I'll get into why I do that and what makes me do that, and we'll get into that a little bit later.
So that's, if you're telling me and telling New York City that you do not prefer same sex, right? Because you're saying you're not gay,
right?
But I believe there's a difference, right? There are people who want to be in same-sex relationships,
right,
and there are people who just want to engage in same sex. That's just their sexual choice.
What you're trying to say is what all the people on Twitter are hitting me about and saying they can't believe that it's 3 times a coincidence with that it's happened like this. That's just what people are hitting me with.
Right,
and they're saying they don't believe that. That's what people are going to say. We don't believe you 3 times. You have to be into dudes.
But once again, I mentioned this earlier. In the other cases, who was I involved with? Where's the name? Who was I involved with in the other cases? There's only been one case where there's been a man that they're trying to put me with.
See, because I'm going to tell you where I'm at. Everybody's like, yo, is he gay or he's not? I was like, I don't know. But he either is, or he likes chicks that look like dudes, or he likes ugly chicks, or he likes dudes that's dressed up as chicks. I don't know what it is.
Right.
But something's happening here.
That's how you feel. That's your opinion. And I've been dealing with, because
to go try to get a prostitute and it ends up being a dude, it looks like a dude, fam.
But I just said it for the 4th time. On the 3 occasions, it's been one person that's been mentioned who has been a man. And have you ever even, and I don't want to, I don't want to put the pressure on that last person that I was connected with in 2011 to rehash that. But you ever found out what happened to that person? You ever even inquired to know whatever happened to that person? And maybe you don't care because, it's not Mister Cee and it's not family.
No, I'm not passing judgment on you, fam. No, I don't care what you're into.
I know you're not passing judgment, but, there's something there as far as what has been built up.
That's what we're asking you. What's there?
Yeah, so
we didn't do the research, so tell us what happened. What happened to that person?
Well, that person, if I was engaged in sexual activity with that person, and that person charges got dropped, just simply dropped, and I had to go through what I went through, what does that tell you? If that person put up 2 different videos,
I don't know. See, what does it tell us? Tell us.
But you guys are the interviewers. Why haven't you done your research?
Because this is the only thing I care about. The only thing I care about. See, there's 2 things I care about. 2. 1, Mr. Cee, if you are gay or that's your preference, you don't need to hide. You're our family member, and we're here to support you. Second thing I care about, right. Why do you keep committing crimes of solicitation or prostitution? You need help.
We're going to get into that. Now, which one do you want to get into
We'll
first?
start with number 1. You already answered. You said you're not gay.
Right.
Then I said, but do you like homosexual activity? You said no.
Right.
2, why do you keep soliciting prostitutes when you know it's a crime? And why are you in areas where I guess what do they call it? Transgender prostitution takes place.
That's two questions.
Just answer the questions. Don't be trivial with me, my man. No, see, I'm trying to help you. You're my brother, and we're all in this together. So answer the question.
Which question you want me to answer?
The second question.
The second question.
Yes, which is why do you keep soliciting prostitutes?
Okay, why do I keep soliciting prostitutes? Well, what I've been going through in the past, say, 10 to 12 years of my life. And I'm going to get as open as I possibly can with y'all. What I've been going through in the past 10 to 12 years of my life, back in like 2001, I was in a relationship, a very serious, committed relationship with a young lady. I'm not going to mention her name. We broke up around 2001. And around that time, my life started to change as far as getting into more of the what you call hit it and quit it activity. Mm-hmm. Going to strip clubs. And I'm not talking to you about your Susan, your Perfections. I'm talking about the underground strip club spots, going in there, getting something at 4, 5, 6 in the morning.
Good stuff.
Taking them out the spot and doing what I need to do. Mm-hmm. Combinating that with activity with prostitutes. Mm-hmm. I started getting into that rut after my last situation.
And this was how long ago? This started how long ago?
This started in 2001 at the tail end of my last serious relationship with my last girlfriend. And it just kept carrying on because it became easy for me, because the more I started getting into that activity, the more that I felt comfortable with it, and the more that as I would meet the quote-unquote regular girl, I found myself not trusting women as much. I found myself not wanting that woman to get close to me or close to my world, because I started seeing what my other peers and my other people was going through with women and wives and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm never going to get jammed up like that. I'm never going to get in a situation being involved in a woman and then she's going to jam me up. And the more time that, had happened in those 10 to 12 years, the more that I became even more closer. Any woman that knows me knows that that's how I am. If I meet a woman and we get to know each other, if it gets to that point where I think that she's getting too close, either I'll make up an argument, I'm deading you, or I'll do anything to get her away from me to where we don't get too close, because I got into trust issues with women. And that's
did that come from your relationship from 2001?
It didn't. Honestly, K Fox, it didn't come from that. It didn't need what me and my ex-girlfriend went through. It didn't even come from that. It just came from towards the tail end of our relationship. I started getting heavy into, like I said, strip clubs, into the prostitution, and then it just became a way of life for me. And then I was choosing to do that as opposed to doing the traditional, let me meet this broad, let me get to know her, let's go out to eat, and so on and so forth.
So essentially what you're saying is, while to other people it may sound unlikely that you might have had this happen on 3 different occasions, a couple of times potentially with men, the amount of frequenting of prostitutes you did was so high, you did it so often, that it wasn't that surprising that you actually got caught up on a man.
Nah, well, I mean, I would say that I probably indulge more into the activity of going to the late night strip spot and pulling something out of there. If I can have like a rally of strippers that's ready to ride for me and say, yo, this is our guy, it'd probably be a room full of strippers in here. That's how I get down.
Because you're the client that's paying.
Right.
Time and time again. Mr. C is here right now. It's WQHT Hot 97. If you're just tuning in, the first questions and things we addressed was Mr. C's sexuality, and Mr. C is saying he is not gay. And when asked, have you ever engaged in homosexual activity, you say no.
Nope.
And you expect people to believe that it's just a coincidence or it's slander against Mr. C that they keep saying you are soliciting male prostitutes.
Well, I don't really care what people think. I really don't. Okay. You know, I've been going through this. Man. People have accused me of being gay for, probably 10 years now, man. I don't breathe. I don't care.
But why though?
I mean, I kind of mentioned this earlier. I embrace the gay community. I do a lot for the gay community, more than what a lot of people think or what a lot of people know. I have very close people in my family that are gay, and I support them. So, I don't know. Maybe it's that. I don't know what it could come from, but I'm not gonna sit here and really care or be concerned of who is judging me to think that maybe I'm lying or maybe I'm not lying.
If you were gay, or would that be something you would wear on your sleeve and celebrate?
I wear everything on my sleeve. All of you guys know that in here. Everything I do, I wear it on my sleeve. When I go on the air every day at 12 noon and I put on a mix and I ride out for whoever I'm riding out for, do a mix, I do it to the death. When I'm in the clubs and I rip down these clubs, I do it to the best of my ability. So I ride out. So
all right, I have a question. It's driving me crazy. So whether you're soliciting male, female, whatever the case may be, you never stop to think, I'm Mr. C. I can't be out here looking crazy.
That's a great.
People might recognize.
That is a great question. That is a great question. And me and Flex talked about this over the weekend. That is a great question, Fox. The crazy thing about me and my weird.
Because you don't drink. So
I don't drink. I don't drink. I don't smoke.
You're in your right mind.
I'm in my right mind. Me and Funk talked about this weekend. Sometimes in my weird sadistic way, I don't really understand or know how big Mr. C is. If y'all can understand.
Out of all these years,
I really
and all that squawking and barking you do on the radio about the finisher and I'm the legend and fall back and all that stunting you do, you don't really realize.
Sometimes I really don't understand it. I really don't understand the enormity of who I am and what I do and what.
But after the first time when it landed in the Daily News,
no, you're asking me. She asked me about being Mr. C and so
and soliciting people recognizing who you are.
I do. Fellas, I do the most common things that a lot of people in our business don't do. How many times have you guys asked me to go to the most bougiest parties and I don't go?
You hate them.
I don't go. I would rather go to Newark, New Jersey, or to Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, or Jamaica, Queens any day, and be at the most hood spot. That's me. That's who I am, and that's always been me. I never really have gotten caught up with understanding who I am and what comes with that. Like, I know there's a responsibility that comes with that, but I never really grasp it to own it.
Yeah, but what did Flex say when you guys had this conversation? What did Flex say about that, being Mr. C and soliciting?
Flex said to me, he said, "Yo, fam, just because people don't say that you're Mr. C, don't mean that people don't know you're Mr. C. Don't mean that people don't know you're Mr. C. They know who you are."
It's Thursday night, Friday morning.
Right.
All right. And you're leaving Katra.
Right, I did.
Shawnee Culture after work set. Right, we're all in the building.
Shawnee, it's your fault.
But
why?
I know where you're going to. Why?
Why are you on Broadway and what?
Broadway and Madison.
Why are you there? Okay. Why are you even over there?
Okay, to go there, I got to take it a little further back than that, so y'all can understand where my mindset was and what was going on with me. First and foremost, Thursday was a beautiful day for me because we had the Summer Jam announcement Thursday the afternoon. with the whole Hot 97 family. And I say it was a beautiful day for me because last year I was here for the Summer Jam announcement, and I wasn't in a good place. And Ebro, you know this. And for everybody, if y'all remember last year when I was here, I wasn't in the great
I saw you. We
fine
spoke
place.
about that.
Last year, 2012.
I actually told Mister Cee, I told Mister Cee better put an effing smile on his face because we got visitors and stop sitting in the goddamn corner,
Right.
like pouting.
Last year?
And this was last year, 2012. And the reason I was in that place is because of what I went through in 2011. I didn't really feel like the station had my back. I didn't really feel like me and you had this conversation. Me and you have had conversations about this.
No, I know, but I still, when I hear you say it, like, how did we not have your back?
I felt that there was, I felt like you, Ebro. I felt like Flex, you, management had my back. But I didn't feel like the rest of the team really had my back.
Why do you say that?
Well, there were certain occurrences that happened after the 2011 incident that made me start to question what was going on. Number one, me and Big Dennis is talking. Big Dennis tells me, yo, man, I'm just going to let you know what's going on in the building. A lot of people are saying that you shouldn't be on that Summer Jam stage. This was 2011 after the incident. A lot of people is telling me that they're going to go to Ebro and say that they would prefer that you not be on that Summer Jam stage. You might get booed. They would,
I never heard that. Did you hear that?
I never heard that.
I asked Dennis where did it come from. Dennis would not tell me where it come from. So my thing, once Dennis didn't tell me where it came from, F everybody in this building. That was my attitude. I don't care because when you don't know where the cancer is coming from, my thing is like I don't know who to trust. You understand what I'm saying? So that was incident number one. Incident number two was right after the 2011 incident, I sent out a letter to Emmis, New York, to our company. Basically saying, listen, I can't talk about my case, but, if y'all want to talk, we can talk. I apologize if I'm putting y'all through anything. Somebody forward that email to Envy, to DJ Envy. Somebody in this building forwarded to Envy. Me and you talked about that, Breeze. So those were the two occurrences that happened that made me feel like I don't know who to trust in my own building. Having conversations with Ebro, having conversations with Ebro, having conversations with Flex made me understand a little bit more. Everybody don't know how to, when you're in trouble, this is my 20th year in radio. When you get jammed up, everybody doesn't know how to approach a person and say, are you okay? Is there anything I can do to help?
Well, you're not easily approachable at the station sometimes.
Yes.
Which I reminded you when you was like, yo, certain people didn't come. I was like, yo, fam, do you know there's Mister Cee Monday where it's don't talk to Mister Cee on Monday because he's in it. I was like, and you expect people to just want to walk up and talk to you.
Exactly. But having those conversations made me understand where I was at and where everybody else was at and made me be more receptive. Which goes back to Thursday that just passed. I was in a great spirit. You see how I was acting for the announcements. You see how I was moving. I was in a great mood Thursday. I did Shawnee Culture after work party, which was great. We had a great time in there. You guys
was like, after that, let me zip on over here and get me some masks because I got a few dollars in my pocket courtesy of Shawnee Culture, and I'm about to get this tail. Well, actually, and that's what happened.
No, that's not what happened. Actually, Shawnee Culture didn't even pay me. I did that on the strength. So let's keep that.
The love. That was the love.
Hold on.
Let's be clear.
So to put somewhat of a bow on this real quick, and we can come back with more, but I just want to say, would you say that you have an addiction to prostitution?
I have an addiction to not only prostitution, I have an addiction to getting the quickie, period.
All right, so sit right there. It's 8:12. You're on Hot 97.
We talked for a long time, B.
You're on Hot 97.
I feel like Hove today. In a different way.
Yeah, completely different way, sir. Completely different way, sir. Y'all sit right there. We're going to come back and talk about Mr. Cee's addiction. And we're also going to talk about, and more specifically, why are you in areas where prostitution and transgender prostitution is taking place? It's Hot 97.
Hot 97. Mr. Cee is saying he's not gay. I believe him, I guess. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. You're my friend. Rosenberg, you don't have to believe me. No, but let me finish.
Ebro don't have to believe me.
Because I'm looking at you like my G.
I know, I don't have to believe me.
But here's the thing I will say. I don't care. And truth be told, I don't think the people care. I just think whatever your thing is you're into, because honestly, morally, there's no difference, see? You didn't do anything morally differently, whether it's a dude or it's a woman. It's soliciting prostitutes. That's what the bottom line.
And let me take a little further side. Turn that off for a second, because let me get a little serious. earlier I said I'm not gay, right? Let's say, for argument's sake, because I see what's going on in the climate of social media. Let's say if I'm lying. That's my choice. Even if I wanted to lie, that's my choice.
So are you establishing that you're not ready to come out? Is that what you're establishing right now?
If I'm lying and I choose not to come out, that's my choice.
Yeah, but understand something. Too. In that scenario, while it's your choice, right? Mm-hmm. The fact that you've been out in the streets of New York,
right,
doing this sort of thing is disrespectful to other gay and lesbian people because they see it like you're hiding something, and you shouldn't be ashamed, my man.
Well, first,
do you understand that?
No, I don't. You know why? You know why I don't understand it? You know how many gay people are living in this world and have not came out?
But do you think they want to be secretive about it?
Some do. But absolutely, some do. Look how long it took Jason Collins to come out.
But that's only because they couldn't.
But that's because of the climate of him being a professional athlete. He was afraid.
Yeah, but
he was afraid he would be ridiculed.
Yeah, but gay people live with that every day.
But they shouldn't have to, and that's why this angers people. That's the angry part.
But who is it angering? Who is it angering?
No, I understand that. It's angering people who just... Look, if you just want to wear natural hair and you don't want to have to get a perm and feel like, yo, my naps and it is sometimes, you guys, sometimes. But sometimes you're afraid, my man. Sometimes you're afraid because you don't want to have to deal with the stress of public opinion.
Ebro,
so you would prefer to keep it quiet.
Ebro, I've been dealing with this for... I've been dealing with this for like almost 10 years.
Yeah, but okay, so back to the hypotheticals, if that's what you want to do.
No,
right?
I mentioned that. You threw the Follow Me record on and the whole, so I just mentioned that. You know what I mean? I just threw that out there, but I'm telling you what I'm telling you, and that's what you're going to get.
I think the issue is more.
Yeah, but that sounds like code talk to me. Hold on, Fox. That's code talk.
No, that's not code talk, but I'm just saying I don't know if you was expecting to get.
I wasn't expecting nothing.
To feel like,
no, I'm not expecting to get nothing. I'm expecting to get whatever the story is, whether or not I take it at face value. Because let me tell you something, my G. A lot of people around here, while you was upset and you was feeling like the station, people inside the station didn't support you and all that. A lot of people, like you said, got drug into this as well.
I said that earlier,
right?
And I said that earlier.
And so you also have a right to your family because we're here to support you, to let us know what's really going on.
And I also have a right. I have a right. You're absolutely right about that. But I also have a right to where when I'm telling you what it is, when I'm saying to you from my heart, this is what it is, you have two choices. Either you're going to believe me or you're not going to believe me.
That's true.
Either you're going to ride or you're not going to ride.
Right. Okay, so then at what point do you look at your family members and the people who are riding, because we don't care, right? We don't care.
Right.
And go, you know what? Let me get my ass out the streets.
Well...
Right, because that part of it is the part that really upsets me the most. Because the last time this happened, what did I say to you?
You said, I need help. You said, I need help. And I've been going to therapy and I go to, I've been dealing with it and I've been trying to deal with it and I've been trying to find answers. And I can't sit here today and tell y'all, you know what? After today, man, I ain't going to never be with a prostitute again. I can't say that that's not going to happen because this is an issue that I've been dealing with for like 10, 12 years.
But can you say you're not going to be on Brooklyn and wherever street?
On Broadway and Madison?
We never got into the story of why I was there and what happened. So, you know what I mean?
Like, right, because you keep dancing. You keep giving me these long answers,
I'm not dancing you. We never...
Why on Thursday? Hang on. Why on Thursday? You're in a great mood.
First of all, you're not going to overtalk me.
No. I am because I'm conducting this interview.
I know that, but you're not going to overtalk me.
Why on Thursday? Why on Thursday at whatever hour after the after work party are you on whatever streets where this takes place?
I left Shawnee Culture Party, right? I was going into Brooklyn. I went over the Williamsburg Bridge, driving down Broadway, and I had just remembered that I was supposed to call a friend of mine that I told I was going to call earlier. But with the Summer Jam announcement, I didn't get to call the person back. I simply pulled my car over where I was at, which was on the corner of Madison and Broadway. As I'm calling the friend of mine, I was approached by a female Latina. I was approached by that person. That undercover officer
Why did you roll down your window?
Well, somebody comes up to you to your car. I don't know if they want to.
Nah.
I drive away.
Fam, listen. Somebody comes to your car. They trying to get at your attention. Once again, like maybe they want directions. Maybe I'm not. It goes back to the whole Mister Cee. I'm not one of these dudes that's too stush or too stuck up to not roll my window and ask somebody what you want.
Yeah, but it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Might be a sticker
on a dicey block.
It was midnight. I'm from Brooklyn, Breeze. I'm not afraid. That's a typical thing. That's not, you know what I mean? Like that happens. Somebody may come up to you, white, black, Asian, or whatever, and say, "Hey, do you know where this street is?" Or, "Hey, that's
so
a
then
norm
boom,
for me."
what happens?
So
she approaches you.
She approaches me, or whatever, and she offered, and I can't get too much into that because remember I got to go back to court. She offered to have oral sex.
I like it.
Okay.
Sorry, that part I slipped up.
The undercover female Latina officer offered to she threw out a price for me to have oral sex, and she said, "Meet me up the street at the corner." Stop the music. She meet me up the street at the corner to do this. I said no, rolled my window up. As I pulled off, all hell broke loose and cars was coming. Now, the cop cars got me. Now, where I was at, just by the dumb luck, they was doing a sting operation, which goes back into maybe that's why they trying to turn it around and say the female officer was a male officer. It was a sting operation.
But see, if you know Brooklyn so well, and and you're into underground prostitutes and all that stuff, which we know this world, why there?
Well, I don't. If you look at when I've been arrested, anytime I've been arrested in Manhattan, not in Brooklyn, never. So I didn't know where I was at. I knew I was on Broadway in Madison, but I didn't know that that's what went down there. So and as I admitted before, as far as being with prostitutes, I have been with prostitutes.
Now, have you ever solicited a prostitute that was a female and she ended up being a male?
No.
That's never happened?
No.
Ebro?
Because there are some good-looking ones out here.
Some good-looking...
This is where I'm at with it right now. What are you doing as far as getting help? Because this soliciting, I don't care what your preference is, this solicitation of prostitutes is a crime. And as a family and as a unit here, we can't continue like this.
No, we absolutely can't continue like this. And I've said to you on extensive occasions, I said to you, if you guys want to get rid of me, if y'all want to fire me, if y'all want to let me go, I can understand that. If that's the procedure that Hot 97 or Emma's Broadcast wants to take, in my case, I'm willing to accept that. Because nobody, no company, no corporation should have to be subjected to the type of activity or type of negative activity that I've been bringing to this company for the past couple of years. So I've mentioned that to you, and you have said to me, we're going to ride out. As I told you before, I'm getting help. I go to therapy. I'm dealing with it. And it's not, even though I have a track record of being arrested, it's not, whereas I'm doing more of the prostitution thing as opposed to maybe, getting with something and lining up something or whatever the case is. It's actually been the other way around. But for the public sake, because me being arrested and being a public figure, that's what everybody has been seeing, is that side. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But the intake of what I do is a combination of both. I go and get prostitutes from time to time, and I go get some strippers from time to time. The strippers kind of outweigh the prostitutes. That's why you don't hear about the strippers as much, because they definitely ain't going to talk because they want to continue.
So why not just keep doing that?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Well, Breeze.
Do I need to get a map and be like, yo, C, don't pull over in these places?
Well, Breeze,
and make any phone calls. And yo, I don't care how cool you are, and I'm from Brooklyn. Fam, somebody walks up to your window, scantily clad.
No, she wasn't. Actually, she wasn't. Regularly clothed. We didn't get to that. She was as regularly clothed as any other.
All right, how about this? You're not allowed to speak to anybody through the window in public.
Period.
after 9 p.m.
If that's what you want me to do, that's what I.
No, that's what it is, my G.
Well, you know, Bree, that's who I am, man.
Listen,
that's who I am.
Change.
That's who I am. That didn't, you know, like
change now.
Like, you know, like
it's not working.
It was, you know, and you know, a lot of people's not going to believe what I say, and it really. I don't care, man. I don't care.
How about this?
How about this? I don't listen to me. I'm not really living to be
right, but we
worried
work in
about
a business. We work in a business,
and I already
where our listeners are number one concern. That is our number one concern, along with our advertisers. We cannot be out here committing crimes.
You're absolutely right.
Right, that's part one. Whatever your preference is your preference, but we cannot live in a way that's embarrassing to people who might be from a community where they think we're trying to hide who we are, right? We can't do that. That's not the world we live in.
And if you feel that that's what I'm doing as a boss, now I'm talking to you as employee boss, I'm not talking to you as host and I'm the guest. If you feel that that's what I'm doing,
I've given you the opportunity to be open with the audience,
right.
And you did with this time what you wanted to do with
and
this
I wanted,
time.
and let me just set the record straight. Also, I wanted to talk about this back in 2011. I chose to talk about it today under, you know, my lawyer's wishes because I don't want people to think that I have anything to hide. I'm not, and all the years I've been doing radio, I've always been on the forefront. I've never been in the background. I've always been that dude, like you said, the finisher. What? Let's get it going. We're going to get the wallop on right now.
All right.
That's always been me. So when the jam up happens, I can't, you know, it's hard to cut that off. But I had to at that time because I was advised by my lawyer to cut it off.
So we're here today. I don't have any more questions. I think we should probably wrap this up. I'm sure the audience has questions. Y'all could text us at Black Rican Jew. Mr. Cee is not on Twitter, but he's on Instagram.
I'm on Instagram at DJ Mister Cee, and, you know, I appreciate all the love and the hate that I've been getting.
I was about to say, those must be some fun comments on Instagram.
Listen, I have a solution for you.
Go ahead.
Got you, man. You don't have to go solicit. There are some women hitting me up right now, letting me know that they'll take care of you. Whatever you want to do.
Problem solved.
You got to get off the avenue, my G. Get a room. Do something.
Well,
they got websites.
Mortgages,
Join one of those little networks where you got, you know, buy two, get one free, and like the sandwich shops or something. Do something. But this block, it's got to stop. See, and look, I want progress reports.
Well,
now on the help that
we're gonna have progress reports. You know, one of the things that I'm gonna do, first and foremost, what I'm gonna do, which really has nothing to do with the personal situation, but, you know, and I haven't even told Ebro this, but I'm gonna suspend myself. I'm gonna take myself off the radio.
You can take a break, take some time.
I'm gonna take some time off, and I'm gonna suspend myself because I don't want no employee up here to think that I'm getting away with doing these type of things and still having the freedom to just be on the air and do what I need to do. So
no, you can't suspend yourself.
No, I am.
Hold up. I don't want employees thinking y'all get to do that either.
But listen.
You're suspended.
But listen. I am the mix show coordinator. I am in part of that.
Listen. You're suspended, sir. Now sit down and be quiet. Okay. Thank you, Mr.
But
C.
you know we can't start the suspension until next week. Because, you know, we got a lot of situations.
Think about that.
We got a lot
Syfe, you got us on the decks in there. And you got anybody in this room got any more questions?
Jason Collins, man.
Listen, what about Jason Collins?
I wanted you to be the next Jason Collins. I guess you don't want to do that.
You missed the opportunity to get out here and be the next Jason Collins.
Missed it?
Yeah, you could have been getting these checks out here. You saw these checks Jason Collins is finna get. That could have been you, my G. You could have got tweets from Michelle Obama and Barack. You want to get up in here and act like you couldn't.
C wants to do his parties in Bed-Stuy. I would have moved out to Hollywood Hills and been out there living. That's just me. But listen, you can rock out in Brooklyn. I would be out of here. Out of here.
Bill Clinton could have tweeted you.
Yo, let me just say something, man. And I'm not doing this in a defense mode. I'm just doing it to be honest, man. You know, the whole Jason Collins thing, congratulations to him. But this dude, Charlamagne, man, this dude is a different type of sucker dude, man. And I'm not trying to deflect anything away from me today, but I seen this dude Charlamagne do an interview on Vibe magazine on Jason Collins talking about he's riding with him, he support gay people, he's in for gay people. Them dudes over there at that morning show do gay bashing segments. They have done actual skits bashing gays. Charlamagne, Envy, Angela Yee. And Envy is my man. I have no issue with Envy. But they have done gay bashing skits. Charlamagne, you cannot go to Vibe magazine and say you're riding for Jason Collins, you're riding for gays, when you have done actual gay bashing skits on your show.
All right, that's enough.
Nah, Breeze. You done. Listen.
See.
See. Nah, because Breeze, don't do the protection thing, man.
It ain't no protection. This isn't this opportunity right here is not for others.
Nah, well, I mean, it's an opportunity for him because he wants to. He was on Twitter all weekend.
Everyone's gonna go with you.
Know what I mean?
But that's what people are gonna do.
Everyone's gonna go with you.
Well, and I've never been a dry snitcher, but I don't respect dry snitchers. I don't respect dudes that want to build their rep on talking about somebody else. And then when I'm ready to come see you one-on-one, you got them boys with you. That's not me, fam. If you got something that you want to say about me, Charlamagne, you come see me one-on-one and say something to me, Charlamagne. Don't make me have to come see you and you with your guys. You know who I'm talking about.
All right, thank you, C. That's a whole nother
836. Syph, you ready in there?
Yo, Syph.
Of course, pop that.
Nah. Syph, take that off. You know what I want to hear, man. Take that off. Play my joint today. We breaking the code today.
What you playing? Follow
joint.
Me again?
Nah, play my joint, man.
Bro, we've been very progressive today. No, not this.
Nah, Syph, you know what I want to hear today, man.
I ain't worried about nothing.
837 right now.
I ain't worried about nothing.
Yeah.
I ain't worried about nothing.
Brooklyn ain't worried about nothing. Jersey ain't worried about nothing.
I ain't worried about nothing.
Let's move.
Round with that work. Strapped up with that Nina. Got two bad women. Not good feelings.